Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ala. Today I wanted to do an updated version of all my bronzers, and I'm going to just do arm swatches and then show you what they look like against each other. And I'll just include one face palette bronzer, and the rest of them are single bronzers. And then I do have some contour colors that I wanted to show you as well. And I hope that this will be useful for fair-skinned people out there. Also, if you have like a golden olive undertone, I hope that's also useful for you as well. And I will kind of compare them against, I have this bronzer here that I feel like looks the most natural as a bronze that, you know, when you go on vacation and you get that initial red to the skin, then after it goes away in a few days, what's left is that bronze color. So it's not that sunburn that you just initially got, but it's that after tan. And I feel like this Han skincare color is the best look for fair golden olive skin in that natural, that after suntan tan. So I will swatch this at the top of the arm just so we can compare what this looks like against all the rest of them. And this one I'm already out of. But if you kind of see, it's more on the neutral side and it still has a little bit of that tan. It's what's left behind. There's no more redness, it's just tan. And that's what this color looks like on my skin. So I will show you, and this is in the color Malibu. And I'll leave that as sort of the initial tester to see what the rest look like in comparison to that one. Now, the other colors, they may look more like the suntan, part of the sunburn look, which is fine too. I mean, just that initial, you were just at the beach and you got a bit of sun and a little bit of a burn. That's okay too. It's just a different look. So the first one, I'm just gonna get the palette out of the way with. It's the Jellyfish palette from Hourglass. And this is the first bronzer. This one has just a little bit of almost like a peachiness to it. And it's what I have on right now. And it just looks, if you use it sparingly and just a little bit light, then it looks fine. If you use too much, kind of looks a little bit too orange. But if you use it light-handed, it's okay. The next one I'm going to show you is the Lancome Star Bronzer Natural Glow in the color Lumiere. This one is really pretty. It really has that like sunburnt look to it. I'm going to try to build it up so you guys can really see. So you see there's a bit more red in there, but it's a softer red, so it looks like a little bit more natural on especially like olive skin. So it has like that soft red that comes through from the sun. The next one I'm going to show you is the Haus Labs bronzer in the first shade. That's what it looks like in the pan. And that's interesting because now comparing them up together, this one looks a bit closer to this, even though there's a hair more of red in it than this one. This one's a little bit more neutral. This has a hint of red in it, which is not a bad look either. It has almost a bit more of a cool toned look to it. The next bronzer is the Sephora bronzer in the matte form. And it's 00 Sun-Kissed Haze. In the pan, it definitely comes off looking like, well, a little more neutral, maybe like cool toned even. I'm gonna build it up. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit more of a yellow, maybe peach to it. It's nice if you use it, again, just as a light wash. A lot of these colors, even if they're not, you know, 100% accurate for you, they do all look pretty good if they're just lightly applied. The next one I will show you is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the medium shade. I already finished one of the fair one, and that one was my favorite. I went through it pretty quickly. This is the medium. This one has a lot more red to it. Kind of similar to the Lumiere bronzer, the Star Bronzer by Lancome, but it's just more intense. So you'd have to use it a bit sparingly, not completely heavy-handed, but it does, I mean, it's in the name, the airbrushed look. It does come through. It looks really nice as well if you use just a light hand. The next ones are 3 Hourglass bronzers. This is the Nude Bronze Light. Where should I? This one, it also has a bit of pinkiness to it, which I really enjoy. For some reason, I definitely gravitate towards this one out of the 3. Has, you can see the pinkiness to it. Just add one more layer just for kicks to see how it looks more built up. So you see there, it's definitely even maybe a little more pinky than this one, and even this one. This one now comes off almost a bit orange next to it, because this has a bit of a red and this almost looks a bit orange next to it. So you can kind of like see which ones look maybe even better for you when they're side by side to each other. That always helps me make the best decisions, is if I see kind of an abundant of examples. And then this Hourglass one, the Luminous Bronze Light, it's just so pretty in the pan. I almost wish that it looked like that, like a neutral color, and it does look a bit different on the skin. So I'm going to swirl it in there. See, that kind of has that oranginess coming through, which I don't know how it translates. I don't understand how it changes its color so much. But again, if you use a light wash of it, a light hand, then it looks pretty nice. So I do use this one as well because it gives off just a bit of a golden look, which can look really pretty on golden olive tones. So just use a little bit of it. If you already have it, of course, you know how to use it. But if you don't and you're interested in one of the Hourglass bronzers, so far these are 2 of them. And the third Hourglass bronzer is Diffused Bronze Light, and this is the one that has like the dark brown with like the cream in there. And this one, it really has a hard time swatching well, but it looks really pretty on the skin. So this has a bit more of a like a cool tone. There's that pink in there, and it does look really pretty on the skin. I can't really, yeah, it just doesn't swatch very intensely, but it builds up really slowly and it really does show up. It's really pretty. So that's Diffused Bronze Light. And all of them look really flawless. I mean, they're just the Hourglass ones, they're really pretty. And then I'm kind of running out of arm space here, but this is one of the RMS Beauty ones. It's Tan Lines. Just kind of put it right here. So this one, it has a bit of red to it as well. And it's almost more like a neutral red as opposed to like an orangey red or whatever. But this one has a little bit of a neutral look to it. So if you apply it, again, very light-handedly on fair skin, then it comes off a little bit more neutral than the next one I'm going to show you. And this one is Malibu Muse, which was recommended for golden olive skin, but I don't know if I would exactly recommend it. But they kind of all start looking, I don't know if I showed you, but this is what it looks like in the pan. And then that's what it looks like there. It has a lot more pink to it, a lot more red to it, and it looks a lot more similar to the Hourglass Nude Bronze Light, but a bit more red. Now I will move on to the cream bronzers that I have. I have only 2 cream bronzers. This is the Nars Laguna 01, their lightest shade. I use a pretty loose brush with this. I do like the shade. It has a little bit of, like, it's a little neutral, and I do like the neutral look because then it kind of looks like a bronze, but then it kind of looks like a contour. So this particular color looks a little bit like a bronzer, if you can kind of see that there. So this is what it looks like in the pan, and I wonder if it looks similar to, let's see. Those kind of look a bit similar. This is a little, maybe a hair like yellower. Then I wanted to maybe compare it next to the Haus Labs one. Yeah, this one's a bit more red. And this is a little more on the neutral side. Neutral is like, you know, between the yellow and red. And my next coffee creamer. My next cream bronzer is the Chanel in the light shade. And this is what it looks like. And that one, yeah, if you go in full impact, looks orange, definitely. So, but if you want to make it work, then it could work if you use a light hand, because some of these other ones, they kind of, you know, come off looking a bit orange too. Like this one doesn't look that far off from the Hourglass one here, which is the Luminous Bronze Light. And then this one doesn't look that, I mean, that's a little red, a little more orange, but the texture, like the formula of this, I'm sure you guys have heard it over and over again, but it's really, really silky smooth, like, because they were saying that one of the ingredients is coconut. Well, it definitely feels like hardened coconut, has that texture. The 3 last things that I have are contours, and I've used 2 of them, but the 3rd one I haven't used yet on camera. So I just wanted to show you. 2 of them are creams and 1 of them is a powder. This by Kevyn Aucoin in the light is a sculpting shade. I just wanted to show you what they look like next to bronzers. So these are supposed to be cooler in tone, and they're supposed to be kind of like adding shadows as opposed to warming up the face. So I'm just going to build it up here and then show you how quite a bit cooler it is. There's the blue tones in there to give the effect of shadow in the hollows of the face. So if you add it right there, which I didn't add anything today, but that's where it would go, is right there. And then like under here, you can kind of see, right, the coolness of this color kind of matches. And then if you want to kind of use it as shadows around your face, you can do that too. So this is the powder one. And then I have one of the Makeup by Mario sticks. It's a sculpting stick in the light 1 color. So I'm just going to take some off my finger and then just add it right here. This one's a lot warmer. There's a lot more yellow in there. And it looks pretty nice, like actually using, you know, a light hand. This one that doesn't look that much more different than like the tan lines from RMS. So those look pretty similar. And then the last one is by Fenty Beauty, and this is the Matchstick in the color Amber. So I'm just gonna draw it on here. And this one's nice too. Like really, these two are really great contours. Yeah, 01 Amber. That's what that looks like. It's a really nice shadow stick. These are all the colors. I hope it helps seeing them up close and getting kind of an idea of what could look on, you know, what they look like on fair skin, fair golden olive skin. They look so different, and I know it's hard to choose in like online, especially. The pictures look so misleading sometimes and the photos are not very good. So it does help just seeing it in person and all the colors side by side. I hope you guys enjoy the video and I hope it helps. I will see you guys next time. Bye.